Good day, everyone. My name is Damola Agboola, and I am a ULES presidential candidate. And this is the presentation of my manifesto. Firstly, I would love you to learn about me, why you'd vote for me, the plans I have for the faculty, and kindly join in my campaign by supporting and voting for me on the Wednesday, 25th of August, 2021. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this. And I do hope that you have, a good watch and a good read as well. And, in case you have any questions, I'll be happy to clarify them. About me, um, you know, while coming up with my, manifesto and book, I initially wanted to highlight, my experience level, life journeys, the people I've met, and more about things I've done personally and the type of exposure and experiences I've had. But I had to center it on the position I'm vying for. I think it's important that I highlight my genuine passion and interest, to serve as the president of the society. The interests have always been clear. They've been clear, they've been evergreen, and I clearly demonstrate competency for the position. I've volunteered, since the inception of PADC, either through publicity, at the actual event, ensuring that I do the little I can. For ACX, I've the background and experiences I had serving, for the society. I've demonstrated, over time competency that I can, use these experiences for the position. And, to center or to go extensively about myself, I I consider myself to be a multi-potentiality, that's similar to being a polymath. I have a lot of interest and they are diverse, you know, as you can see, music, football, tech, engineering, and a whole lot of things. So my hobbies and interests are diverse, I have a lot, but I mean, these are just, my interest and hobbies. So yeah, while me, like I said before, it's very, very important that I let you know what I've done for the society and how these experiences would be, you know, how these experiences will be useful and helpful if I get elected. I've been the class representative, my current class, and I always ensure that everyone has the best experience, academically. I always try my best to talk to, people that are good at a particular course. We try to organize tutorials. And should in case, there should be a time I have to step in, I also do my best, to hold tutorials. Albert, let me just cite this example. Last year, during the lockdown, because we were quite unsure when we were going to resume. Yeah. So myself and my colleagues, some of my colleagues tried to organize tutorials and we ensured that, weekly we held tutorials, although it was quite challenging because, we just entered the lockdown period and we're unsure when we're going to resume, but we had to make sure that, you know, either we resume sooner or later. To some extent, we are prepared for whatever comes. So, this is the type of person I am and the type of people I've been with. We always ensure that we organize tutorials. If it's not weekly, we try our best to ensure that we do tutorials. And it's not just about the tutorials as well. In my year two, we planned an hangout. Myself and some of my colleagues, went for a beach hangout. And yeah, these are the things, that would be important and instrumental, for the position as well. And some of the ULS activities have been actively involved in PADC. and ECX as well. Last year, I was part of the planning committee for ECX, and I'm so glad that we helped a lot of students to start and grow their careers in tech. I can go on and on to say what we did, in more details, but my presentation time will not permit me to. But just know that here this year and ECX, I do my best to ensure that I serve and do the little I can, to help the society thrive and grow. In 2019, I was the ULES Welfare Secretary, and I keep reiterating tutorials. Yeah, they are very, very important. As students, our primary goal is to come out with, to be successful at our academics. That's the primary role. Yeah. So I always ensure that tutorials are held. Since me being course rep to my welfare secretary, this is the type of person I am. I always ensure these things hold. Should in case they don't hold, there's always something to prove that, for example, it could be a convocation week and we do not want to stress people, and we understand that some people might be going home. And let me just state this, just to conclude the tutorials part. I try my best to improvise at situations as well. Physical tutorials are very good. And in cases where physical tutorials don't hold, we ensure, we ensure that we move to, virtual tutorials via Zoom or Google Meet. And for every session we hold, we record the tutorial session. We record the tutorial sessions, and the link is shared on our Telegram group chat. So, for the continuity of this type of engagement for future students that would need those resources, Telegram is always there. So we have a Telegram group where we post all the videos of the previous tutorials that we've held, and future students can always go there and make these resources useful. And also, just to add, when I was part of the executive in 2019, I was very instrumental in most of the activities, pointing out from the freshers orientation, most of the guests that came. I remember that I invited, some of the guests, like the best graduating students. I sent an invite. I also played a very good role in organizing the activities, and that's not even just limited to one part of it. We did a lot in 2019. The current executive, I can understand why things, because no one planned how the current the pandemic, and it's so difficult to improvise in that situation. So yeah, we did a lot in 2019, and we'll try our best to you know to to develop the society, to make things thrive, and that's part of my plans. Firstly, I would love to state how happy and how radical the campaigns have been this year, and also acknowledging the commitment of the current executives. So, just to buttress my first plan, that's societal development. We are going to define our roles at the council to develop the system in terms of leadership. We're going to be the voice of the people. When I was addressing the year threes group chat, someone asked me, you know, how exactly, what steps am I going to take in cases where um, there's a mass failure, or some students might need some extra marks to scale through a particular grade. And I was being honest. There's little I can do to make sure the lecturer, gives you mark, or you know, or makes you succeed at a particular course. There's little I can do, but we would try our best to ensure that to bridge the gap between the lecturers and students, and how is addressing some situations, some particular courses um, where lecturers fail students seriously. That's when we be the voice of the people, and this way is how we can make the society to thrive, right? So I, that's one of my plans. Society development, be the voice of the people. We address welfare concerns, cases where students are unable to pay their tuition. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to pay your tuition, but we are going to address that concern. In case you do not know, there is there's a department under the student affairs that addresses this type of welfare. And we at the council can take that up to make sure that no student should have the excuse of dropping out of school just because they cannot afford their tuition fee. Those are what we are going to, this is what we are going to address. And we'll constantly look for new ways for the society to thrive. We'll keep having new developments, new changes that we implement just to develop the society. And the second one is communication relations. Yeah, we're going to enhance our communication channels to ULES sites. Um, by that, I mean how well we can disseminate information across to ensure that, everybody gets, a particular information we're trying to pass. One way that I thought of is sending out or rolling out bulk SMS for easy reach. And, and this is one thing I have, in plan. Once, if I get elected, the first things we're going to do is get the data, data collection of ULES sites. I'm going to interact with, departmental presidents to have, a database for all students. And, with time, we're going to be updating, we have some information like their phone numbers, email address, and this is very important because to disseminate, if we want to disseminate information to a particular niche, probably to the Department of Systems Engineering, we have the data for that can cater. Or if we want to roll out um, information specifically to a particular gender, probably it's ELD, and we want to roll out information to only females at engineering. From the data collection, it's going to be easy for us. So I'm going to collaborate with all departmental presidents to ensure we have a good data collection and data integrity as well, just for communication purpose. And my next point is academic and social events. Now, this has to be, the goal of the executive is to ensure that all students have the best academic and social experience during their stay. I know organizing events is very, very instrumental, very crucial in order for this to happen. From PADC, we collaborate and work with the PADC team, ECX team. I'm currently talking to the ECX chair on ways at which we can develop and make changes, just to grow as an initiative, ARB or Rotary. I'm talking to, and I'm talking to people, that potential leads for this event to see how well we can bring out the best experience, for people, and I can ensure that plans are currently ongoing and kickstarting. So this is one of my major focus, for the next session. And yeah, just to close my plans, semester reports, in as much as we'll be working hard, for the events, I would also ensure that we give reports on our activities, the finances and events. It's important for transparency to let you know what we are doing. It's very, very important to let you know what we are doing, what we've done, and what we are going to do, for the coming semester and for growth as well. We try to reflect on previous administration, how well we've improved, at ECX. ECX 3.0 should be better than ECX 2.0. ECX 4.0 should be better than ECX 3.0. This is the way, by reporting, it shows by how much you've grown from the previous, administration. And it's very, very important for us to do this. And just to address some other questions that I've gotten with time, for political apathy, yeah, I mean, for you to watch this video as well means um you you're more political participated, you fully participate in politics. And I would advise you to continue with that. I take the student council as a small scale politics, in the real life sense, right? So yeah, I would not advise anyone to be apathetic towards politics and fully participate, scrutinize candidates, ask questions, and importantly, ensure you vote. On Wednesday, ensure you vote for Damola. Virtual session, in as much as I understand that there is a chance that, our administration could be virtual. I won't lie to you, I'll be very honest. It's going to limit a lot of plans we would have here, but the goal still remains the same to ensure every student, have the best schooling experience. While you're staying at home, the school walls won't be far away from you. So we'll ensure that you have the best experience. School-work balance. Yeah, let me just start this, in a minute. You might be skeptical as to how we might implement some of these things, you know, combining our school, knowing that I would have a project to work on in my final year. And, for people that know me personally, I have some commitments, personal commitments and jobs I'm doing. And, also doing this, also like how exactly am I going to commit and how would I, yeah, time management will be very, very important. But still, I would ensure no activity. We won't be setting up meetings when some people have classes. This is very, very important. And just to let you know that sorry, just to let you know that I'm sorry for that. Just to let you know that I currently have a tight schedule, and with that, I ensure that I personally created every graphic. Every graphics you saw from Damola's campaign, just know that I was the one that did it. The pictures, and thanks to my team for also supporting and adding few changes to as to what and what's to be done. I'm so glad, I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful, for them. So yeah, just to not to digress, time management will be very, very important. I will ensure that we commit to our work and no activity at all. We would ensure whatever activity we do would not affect our schoolwork. And post-election, yeah, if I do not come out successful at the elections, I would congratulate the winner and we would have a conversation at their convenience to see how I can contribute for a greater ULES. I'm always passionate and I'm always happy to contribute in every way I can, just for the current, for the society. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this and having a read. Should in case you want to have access to the, in case you want to have access to this manifesto, ensure that you go on to bit.ly, that's bit.ly /Damola manifesto. Take in cognizance that Damola in D is capital block letter, then MOLA, then the M is also block. So it's just the D and the manifesto M that is block. So bit.ly /Damola manifesto to access this. And should in case you have questions or recommendations, feel free to chat me up and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much. And remember, on the 25th of August, vote Damola Agboola for ULES president. And remember to also vote for other candidates as well. Thank you so much for joining, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.